Anime vinyl records. This is update 2.22, because why not make it in Evangelion subtitle there? There's a lot to get through, so I have a list that I put together of things that came out recently, and a list of things coming up as well. So Bubblegum Crisis, this is a classic sci-fi series. It's like if Totally Spies were Power Rangers in mech suits. This is one that if you watch now, some of the androids they fight and stuff, they're called boomers, so that's hilarious going into it. You're like, I'm sorry, what? But it's totally fine. One of the main characters is also a rock star, so that's awesome. She's a super badass, riding a motorcycle and stuff. If you like your 80s synth and rock and all that, you have a bunch of guitar solos, a lot of good stuff. I think Volume 2 has some of my favorite tracks in. You have like Dream, which is very nice. Listen through the soundtracks, they're great. The first 4 volumes are out already. Volumes 5 through 8 release July 27th, relatively soon. I'm hoping I get this video out by then. Now this next one is one to look out for, because Rising of the Shield Hero Season 1 soundtrack is getting pressed on vinyl. It's getting released August 3rd. It's up for pre-order now on CD Japan and Play Asia. If it's up anywhere else, let me know and I'll add it in the description. This is one that fans of Kevin Penkin made happen, and I'm sure there's a lot of us out there. He's an incredible composer. I love his stuff. We've got Tower of God on vinyl, which is awesome. We've got Made in Abyss Season 1, Volumes 1 and 2. But seeing now that Rising of the Shield Hero is getting pressed on vinyl is just an awesome thing. Reading right on the description of CD Japan, it says, in response to enthusiastic love calls from the European and US fans, the long-awaited analog version of the Rising of the Shield Hero soundtrack is now available. Voices were definitely heard and made this happen, so that's just awesome. One of my favorite tracks on the soundtrack is Kansas. It's a very short piece, and hold up. I haven't played my guitar in a long time. All right, let's see if I can do this. So I gotta build calluses and stuff again. Let me know what's one of your favorite tracks in Rising of the Shield Hero soundtrack. And are you looking forward to Season 3? Because they are working on that. But now we're getting into some Milan Records stuff. My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission, the soundtrack that actually came out recently. So let me know if you got your copy yet. But another one that's coming up, Belle. Absolutely incredible. I love it. Every song in it is beautiful. The composers in it, Taisei Iwasaki, who's known for the Blood Blockade Battlefront soundtrack. He carries over some of that New York style jazz that he worked on for Blood Blockade onto this one. There's a little hint of like some New York jazz in there, which is also great. All the songs by Ludwig. He worked on Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, and Death Stranding. He composed music under Kojima Productions and is now a freelance composer, and that's how he landed this and everything. And yeah, all the songs that he's made, I mean, Gales of Song, absolutely beautiful. The singers, oh my god, Kaho Nakamura, she's a Japanese dub singer, and Kylie McNeil, what wonderful voices. They just really touch the heart. They're really just... This is definitely a soundtrack I recommend, a movie I recommend. Picked up the Steelbook. This is like a Target exclusive thing or something like that, and so really shiny. As for the records, we have a wide release, which is pressed on 2 pink and blue Pop Sensation colored vinyl. They say Pop Sensation, I would say the Dragon and Belle split. But yeah, that's the wide release, and Newberry Comics has an exclusive that's the Peggy Sue variant, which is interesting to me. I was wondering what the lavender and clear split was representing from the movie. And yeah, Peggy Sue, she's the other pop star in the world of You. She didn't play a big part in it, so yeah. But anyway, Peggy Sue, she's got her own variant. What's really cool about Peggy Sue, though, there's a song in the soundtrack called Blunt Words. That's a song that in the movie is by Peggy Sue. What's even cooler is the artist who sings that song. This is an artist who goes by Ermhoi. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. They've got 2 albums out. That's Junior Referee and Dreamland. It's a very experimental, ambient, electronic chill wave type music. I have links to her YouTube channel in the description so you can listen to her music. Definitely check that out. But she's actually one of the singers in Millennium Parade. If you don't know Millennium Parade, they are an awesome band. This is really cool. This is their first self-titled album. This is the very first album of theirs. You gotta listen to Philip. That's one of my favorite songs on here. And Familia, beautiful. Anyway, they do a song in Belle, the very first track, called You. The very first song you hear when she enters You, the song that she sings, she's on the whale and everything. That song is by Millennium Parade and whoever's singing as Belle. Definitely check out Millennium Parade. They're awesome. But that is the Belle soundtrack on vinyl coming out August 19th. More from Milan Records, we have Fully Cooley Volumes 2 and 3 of the Season 1 soundtrack. I love the pillows, their stuff is great, and the song at the beginning of the video that I was playing, it sounds like they're saying something else. Maybe it doesn't to you, but I think it's hilarious. I don't think there's any more that needs to be said that hasn't been said already about the pillows. I mean, if you've listened to them before, if you've seen Fully Cooley, whether it be progressive alternative or the original series, they have an instant vibe that I think anyone can rock out to. And yeah, the volume 1 pressing doesn't really sound all that great. There's a lot of problems with the mix and stuff like that. I think there's no problem with it. If you're loosely listening to the soundtrack, if it's like there for background noise or whatever, it's totally fine that way. If you're sitting there focusing on the music and like you're just paying attention to just the music and that's it, you're really gonna hear a lot of the mixing issues and stuff like that. It's really just the bass is all over the place. The highs don't really sound clear and all that stuff. But I have my Vinylux pressing of volume 1, which sounds so much better compared to the original black vinyl pressing that I have. And full disclaimer, Vinylux did send me their variants. If it sounded just as bad, I'd say like, yeah, it sounds not that great or whatever. But no, I listened to the black vinyl and then the digital album and then the Vinylux variant and then back to digital, back to back. So I did back and forth quite a bit. And yeah, there's a big difference between the original black pressing and the Vinylux pressing that I have. At least it's not nearly as bad as the original pressing, and that's just my experience with it. But if anything, progressive and alternative, that sounded great, and that gives me hope that volumes 2 and 3 are going to sound pretty good as well. So let's hope they do. And if we're looking at the variants, the wide release is this plum purple and kind of like I don't know exactly what blue color that is, but these two colors in the wide release remind me of one of the characters, like her hair and the sweater she wears. I'll have an image of her here and everything. So we have a Newberry Comics exclusive. I'm just looking it up on their site and it's an opaque pink and opaque green. So that's cool. And it's limited to 1,500. I know a lot of people were disappointed that in volume 1, Last Dinosaur was cut way too short. And yeah, it was, but in volumes 2, Last Dinosaur is there and it's the full track to Last Dinosaur. So there's that. And Patricia is one that I've seen some people were excited about as well. So volume 2, pretty solid. And of course, the soundtrack finishes off with my favorite song there. Finishes off, really. We're a family-friendly channel here. But yeah, that's the Newberry Comics exclusive, and Light in the Attic, they have an exclusive for Volume 2, and it's a blue with black marble, which is going to look gorgeous. For Volume 3, we have the wide release, which is a brown. I don't know if it's an opaque brown for Disc 1 there, and Disc 2 is a pink marble, which is going to look great. Newberry Comics has an exclusive. This is yellow and blue marble, also limited to 1,500. The yellow is definitely representative of Haruko's Vespa, and that shade of blue is like Naota's sweater. Light in the Attic has an exclusive and are doubling up on that blue marble, so if you wanted to match your Volume 2 and Volume 3, you can totally do that. And the last variant here, we have a Vinylux exclusive, which is in opaque pink, and it looks like a darker shade of pink, at least from the image here. And unless it's something else, I think there's no mistaking that it's inspired by Haruko. Fully Cooley Volumes 2 and 3, those are also slated to release August 19th alongside Belle. Wrapping up the stuff for Milan Records, at the very bottom of the poster they have here, more Cowboy Bebop goodness. We already know they're doing the movie soundtrack, so this could be another volume for Cowboy Bebop or even the Netflix series soundtrack. I mean, who knows? But there's that. And the very last bit here, Bleach. I mean, come on. If you know the big three, Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, we have some Naruto on vinyl, getting some Bleach on vinyl, and we've had some One Piece on vinyl too. Speaking of One Piece, aside from the Stampede one that came out a while ago, the same label has another One Piece record coming out, and it's a special Luffy edition. So one disc is yellow and the other disc is red, kind of like, you know, Luffy's color scheme, the straw hat and the red shirt he wears. I don't have the date in front of me here, but I'll have it on screen for you, and I'll include a link in the description to where you can order that. One of you out there made sure I saw that One Piece vinyl on Twitter. Thank you for that. You're the real MVP. But quickly on that Naruto record, as you can see on the back here, I did manage to get it. I had to get it secondhand, and if you're interested in how I buy secondhand, let me know and I might make a video on that. This isn't the Naruto soundtrack. It's actually a collection of openings and endings from the series. And I'm taking a moment on this because our MVP also made sure I saw that there's a Kakashi variant as well that was exclusive to Japan Expo. If you were fortunate enough to be there and grab a coffee, I need a coffee. Grab a copy. That's awesome, but it's going to later be available on their website. I don't know if by the time this gets out, it's already a thing or whatnot. When this went up on the website, it was god awful. It crashed. I was there for an hour or so, and it was terrible. So just letting you know that a Kakashi variant does exist. It is a clear vinyl. Thanks again to you out there who made sure I saw it, and on with the video. Anime Limited. This is probably going to be one of my favorite vinyl releases this year because Josee, the tiger, and the fish. I mean, an Evan Call soundtrack we're getting on vinyl, aside from the 10-inch one that came out for Violet Evergarden that I don't think I'll ever have in my collection. But I love this movie. It's a beautiful movie. Josee is paraplegic and has lived with her grandmother for a very long time, not really going out or anything, and having to rely on her grandmother for everything made her a bit bitter. Suzukawa, another main character, he's studying and working a lot. He's saving up money so he can study abroad because he really wants to see a specific school of fish. Him working a lot, another job that he got was him taking care of Josee for her grandmother. The two spat quite a bit. Josee is tough to handle, but this story unfolds beautifully. It's a story about overcoming obstacles, whether it's one you were born with or one that you have to get through because unexpected things happen in life. And Evan Call, once again, just creates some beautiful music. If you really enjoy the Violet Evergarden soundtrack, this is one that you definitely don't want to miss. Check out the soundtrack, check out the movie. It's just good all around. As for the vinyl records, we have 3 variants. The classic black. There's a Crunchyroll exclusive, which is great because the Crunchyroll logo is orange and their exclusive variant is the Tiger edition. So it's orange with a black splatter. If you were wondering, there is a tiger in the movie. It's not spoiling anything because it's also in the trailer. I think that variant being orange with a black splatter, as simple as just those two colors are, the label adds enough white to it that between the record, the splatter, and the label, you have your full tiger color scheme there. The last variant we have is exclusive to all the anime, and that is the fish edition. The clear with blue and white splatter definitely has an aquatic feel to it, and it almost reminds me of like a fish scale. Like if you ever seen a fish scale against a light or something, I don't know if that's kind of what they were going for, but that's what it reminds me of at least. So we have the tiger edition and the fish edition. But that's Josee, the tiger, and the fish, slated to release end of November. Also from Anime Limited, we have Attack on Titan's Season 3 soundtrack. The deluxe editions are the complete soundtrack. So all the tracks that are in the soundtrack are in the deluxe editions. All the tracks on the standard edition and the first 3 discs of the deluxe edition are the same. The only difference would be on that 4th disc that's on the deluxe. This one's coming out in September, and we have a few variants, and I don't know if we'll be seeing any more after this or anything, but Right Stuff Anime has an exclusive, the blue and translucent merge, which is really cool. It says on the description that it'll have a galaxy effect. I don't know if there's anything else to the blue that's in it or whatever, or if they're just referring to the colorway itself. Either way, this is easily my favorite variant that I've seen of the deluxe edition. We have the black vinyl that's on all the anime's website, and an interesting color scheme for Zavi. Zavi exclusive is this green and it's like a yellow-orange color split. I don't quite know what that's referring to in this series. I know as I was editing this, I got a picture of the Survey Corps put on the side, and the colors look very similar to Zavi's exclusive colorway. When I think of the uniform, I think of like a brown or khaki, and not really this orange color we see with the vinyl, but again, with this image, it looks very similar. So I take it the Zavi exclusive colorway is the Survey Corps uniform. Now back to the video. And another one that kind of has me thinking, it's one of the standard edition variants, and that's the Vinylux exclusive. They have one that's a yellow and black splatter, which looks great. Again, it doesn't immediately strike as anything to me from Attack on Titan. I mean, again, let me know if I'm missing something. Does it connect to a certain scene or character or anything in Season 3? Either way, Vinylux continues to have some of the more wild-looking Attack on Titan variants, I think. But another exclusive that we have for the standard edition of Season 3, the Light in the Attic exclusive, which is green and blue splatter. This one also looks very nice. It's a really trippy looking color scheme. It also still doesn't strike me as anything from Attack on Titan, so I don't know what their inspiration was from Season 3 or if there was any at all, but let me know if you think of anything or which one of these variants catch your eye. But those are all the ones we have for Attack on Titan Season 3, slated to release September 26th. Now this isn't Milan Records, but another Attack on Titan thing we're getting pressed on vinyl, titled Prescription for Sleep Sleep. There was an article on Anime News Network about it. Now, if you know Metal Gear Solid 2, I have the soundtrack CD, and this is a CD that I picked up at a convention years ago. Absolutely one of my favorite CDs to have. But Norihiko Hibino, he's the saxophonist that's in this soundtrack. If you know that like wailing sound you hear like in the, like whenever you get caught or like actions happening, that's a saxophone making that noise. I don't know if it's immediately obvious, but he and a pianist, they do these really smooth jazz sounding, calming, relaxing versions of video game soundtracks. They've done stuff for Undertale, Celeste, Stardew Valley, Shovel Knight. They are doing their first anime album, and it's for Attack on Titan. They've done these very calming, relaxing versions of tracks from season 4 and previous seasons as well. Give it a listen, whenever you need to calm down, relax, or whatever. It's very nice atmospherical music. So next here we have Tigerlab Vinyl, which if you like your horror series and stuff like that, they do a ton of horror stuff, and Pet Shop of Horrors is next on their lineup of things. We have 2 variants. We have kind of a bloody flesh variant, which I've seen with Coheed and Cambria, No World for Tomorrow, their store exclusive that look like that, and quite an ugly record, but like appropriately ugly. I mean, we're talking people who get killed off by their pets because they don't listen to specific rules. So yeah, that's going to be a great one. But the one I have my eyes on is this silver mermaid scale variant. If you've seen Pet Shop of Horrors, it's a very short series. It's like maybe 6 episodes or something like that. But yeah, the mermaid is definitely one you remember. We don't have a date on these just yet. We do know that they will be coming out soon. However soon that might be, I don't know. Even more so, the Death Note complete soundtrack box set. This is the Apple edition. We've been waiting a long time for it. I have a feeling that they're going to release Pet Shop of Horrors alongside the Death Note box set. And this box set, once this is out, it is out. It's no longer going to be in print. That only makes it a little more nerve-wracking. Good luck to everyone. If you're unable to get a copy, and I'm talking to my future self here, if that's also me, then it's okay. We're totally fine. We'll live. You know what I mean? So let me know if you're excited for Pet Shop of Horrors or the Death Note box set in the comments below. And also tell me what's one of your favorite tracks from either of those soundtracks. So starting to wrap up this video, there's a few miscellaneous things like Rozen, who's got a Ghibli album. This is his first anime album, like Gentle Love with the Prescription for Sleep thing, how they did their first anime thing with Attack on Titan, and they've done a bunch of video game stuff before. Rozen, he's done a lot of video game music before as well, and this is his first anime thing, at least from what I've seen on their discography and everything. And this is an acoustic album, so everything is very calming. Tracks from Poco Rosso in there, Kiki's Delivery Service, Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, you name it. We don't know when, but sometime later this year they're going to have a vinyl release of the album. Definitely give it a listen. One of you guys actually put me on to Rozen stuff a while ago with the Keyblade Wars. Check out their stuff and check out that Ghibli album. Going on to the final thing here, Miku, an album by Anamanaguchi. This is up on Polyvinyl Records website, and I actually found this out through Gwen Collects because she tweeted out this one, like she shared it or something. This is a record that has a number of different remixes and styles of the song in it. They all sound unique, and the melody is something that's just addicting, so you already don't mind listening to it over and over and over again. The art on the jacket is fantastic, and it's going to have some foiling here and there as well, so that's going to shine nicely up against the light and everything. The record is sort of a shade of Miku blue, which is nice, and this is slated to release July 22nd. But yeah, that's a lot of vinyl that I went through in this video. What are some of your favorite soundtracks out of all of these? And if there's anything I missed, feel free to comment down below. That's it for this update. I'll have more stuff for you soon, but in the meantime, keep on listening to the music. They make these animes so great. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.